Alright, what's going on, everybody? We are live for the Bengals and the Broncos on Monday Night Football. We are about 2 minutes into the game. Bengals with the football on their own 46-yard line. After that play, it's going to be dealing 49. It was a 3-yard run to Chase Brown. But welcome to the stream, everybody. Got the Bengals and Broncos today on Monday Night Football. One of two Monday Night Football games. The first is the Dolphins and Jets. Dolphins currently up 10-0, 2 minutes left in the first half. But welcome to the stream, everybody. Let me pull up the chat. So let me get to that. Give me 1 second. But the ball on midfield here. Browning off play action. Browning throws deep down the field. That is broken up. Looking for Jamar Chase. But it gets knocked away, and it's 3rd and 6. Alright, there's also the poll. Who will win, Bengals or Broncos? You got the Broncos 34-17. Okay, I do have the Broncos as well. Pretty convincingly. I forget the exact score I said, but somewhere in that range. Maybe 31-14, 31-13, something like that. 34-13, something like that. 3rd and 6. Browning going to take another shot down the field. This one is caught by Higgins. What a catch. T. Higgins with a great catch along the sideline. And a first down for the Bengals. A nice throw and catch. And the Bengals move the chains on 3rd and 6. So Browning will look to throw here from the 31. And underneath, he'll complete it for a gain of 9. To Tinsley. Not sure who that is. Number 82 for the Bengals. Make it 2nd and 1. From the 22. Browning and shotgun. We'll hand this off to Chase Brown at the middle, and Brown's got some space and a first down. Gain of about 5. Actually, give Chase Brown 6 there to move the chains. So a 1st and 10 for the Bengals, moving the ball effectively on their first drive. An 8-play, 54-yard drive, taking 4:20 off the clock. Browning and shotgun, ball on the 16-yard line inside the red zone. And Browning hands off Chase Brown, and going to try to cut back, and Brown will gain about 3. It brings up 2nd down. They're actually only giving him 2, so it's 2nd and 8. Again, Browning and shotgun. Brown is the back to his right. Browning will look to throw, and Browning throws completed to Higgins once again, and gain about 6, maybe 7. Brings up 3rd and short here for the Bengals. Browning 5 of 6, 43 yards so far today. This is a 3rd and 2. Ball inside the 10 on the 9. Broncos bring 5. Browning takes a shot at the end zone. Overthrew everybody. Incomplete. looking for T. Higgins, and it's 4th down. So the Bengals will settle for 3 on their first drive, able to move the football effectively and get down into the red zone, but the Broncos defense with a good stop. And Evan McPherson, in his 5th season in the NFL, has missed just 1 time in his career inside of 30 yards. A 26-yarder from the right hash. And McPherson's kick is good. So the Bengals, they got points on the opening drive. They lead this one 3-0 with 9:08 to go in the first quarter. The Bengals, a pretty good drive. The Broncos defense with a good stop. Jake Browning on that drive, 5 of 7 for 43 yards. And now the Broncos will get the ball for their first possession. That was a 12-play, 62-yard drive for the Bengals. 5:52 off the clock. Be sure to vote in the poll if you guys have not already done so. So far, everyone said the Broncos. I would agree. And let me check my score prediction for the game. I got the Broncos fairly easily. Let's see what I said. (31-14). I've got the Broncos. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. Broncos will get the ball for their first possession. And they face the Bengals defense that's not very good. Big opportunity for the Broncos to really get the offense going. They've been pretty disappointing. They face a Bengals defense is not great. So a good chance for the Broncos offense to really get going. So the Bengals set to kick off. Bengals 2-1. Broncos are 1-2. The Bengals coming off a bad loss to the Vikings last week, losing by 40 or 38 actually, 48-10. Hey, how's it going? So McPherson kicks it off, and the kick going to be returned from about the 2-yard line. On the return across the 25, and it's taken down at about the 30. And that is where Bo Nix and the Broncos offense will take over for their first possession here in this game. 9:03 to go in the first quarter. Bo Nix hasn't got off to a great start. Just 178 passing yards per game, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. But a great rookie year last year, 6th in the NFL with 29 touchdown passes. So Nix under center from his own 30. And Nix hands off to J.K. Dobbins. And Dobbins is going to pick up about 3. Ball came out at the end. Bengals say they have it. But they're going to rule Dobbins down. And it'll bring up 2nd and 7. So they empty the backfield for Bo Nix here on 2nd and 7. Nix pump fakes, rolls right, and Nix on the run, then throws underneath. That is caught for a gain of about 5. Nice play right there. 5 yards for the Broncos. Bengals, they've allowed an opening drive touchdown in each of their first 3 games. A 3rd and 2 right here for the Broncos. Play clock at 5. Nix under center. And the Broncos going to have to burn a timeout right here. So the Broncos call a timeout with the play clock winding down. And it'll be a 3rd and 2 with 7:36 to go in the first quarter. So let's see what the Broncos offense can do here on 3rd down. Last week against the Chargers, they were awful on 3rd down, going 2 for 13. But this is a very manageable 3rd down. It's 3rd and short. 3rd and 2 to be exact. Nix under center. Bring a receiver in motion. And they'll toss it to the rookie Harvey to the right side. And Harvey has nowhere to go. He's only able to get back to the line of scrimmage, and it brings up 4th down. They try to run the ball there on 3rd and short. And it goes nowhere. So the Broncos go 3 and out. And the Bengals defense gets their first stop of the year on the opening drive. Charlie Jones, the 2nd-year guy from Purdue, back deep to receive, and he's going to let it go into the end zone for a touchback. Flag is down. It's going to be a hold here against the Bengals. So that should back him up to the 10-yard line. So let's see what the actual call is. So it was a 62-yard punt. And during the punt, we had a hold against the Bengals. So that'll back them up 10 yards from the end of the play. So the Bengals are going to be starting on their own 10-yard line for their second possession, leading 3-0 with 6:48 to go in the first quarter. By the way, the Dolphins and Jets now at halftime. That game is 10-3. The Dolphins lead. The Bengals defense is off to a pretty good start, forcing a 3 and out. First time they've gotten a stop on the opponent's opening drive this season. I need a big game from Cortland Sutton today. I have him in fantasy. Although, I need a really big game. I'm given just a 4% chance to win right now. I'm down by 22, I think. Let's see if I did that math correctly. I'm down 137, 115, so I think that means I'm down 22. Yeah, I'm down 22. So, definitely hoping he can have a big game. I mean, he had 23.8 last week, so if he can have another big game, that would be great. Right now, he's only projected to score 11.5, so that's why I've only got a 4% chance to win. But hopefully he can have a big game, get in the end zone a couple times, and maybe I can win. Because so far, my fantasy team not looking great. I'm 1-2 right now. Could very well be 1-3. And the big problem is both my receivers outside of Cortland Sutton are hurt. Terry McLaurin and Mike Evans. So the Bengals with the football on their own 10-yard line after the punt and the penalty. Browning in shotgun, Brown to his left. And Brown gets it here up the middle for about 5 yards. Do I ever gamble now that I'm 18? No, I don't. So 2nd and 5 here. From the 15. Browning going to take a shot down the sideline, and that pass is incomplete. Looking for Jamar Chase. Flag comes in. Multiple, actually. And it looks like this is going to be pass interference or defensive holding, something like that. Or is 21 the age? I actually have no idea. Not the type of person to gamble. It might be 18. But 6 minutes left in the first quarter from the 37-yard line. And here's the handoff to Chase Brown up the middle for about 2. So they give Brown 3, so make it 2nd and 7. The Broncos, they've allowed just 147 rushing yards. Or sorry, the Bengals. They have just 147 rushing yards through 3 weeks, which is the fewest by any team with a winning record since 1993. Kind of impressive. Just goes to show how much they rely on the pass game with Joe Burrow, though obviously now he's hurt. Here's a throw to Jamar Chase, gain of 5 on a slant over the middle. So it brings up 3rd and about 2 here for the Bengals. 4:50 to go in the first quarter. Browning in shotgun back to his right. T. Higgins goes across the formation. Broncos show blitz. They'll drop out and rush 4. Browning shot down the sideline too high and incomplete for T. Higgins. Browning's definitely not been afraid to take the downfield shot in this game. He's going to throw it deep quite a few times. Bengals can keep the offense out there and go for it here. 4th and 2. With 4:30 to go in the first quarter. They're on their own 45-yard line. I kind of like the decision right here. Let's see if they actually snap it. But Browning in shotgun back to his left. Oh, they got him to jump! The Broncos jumped off sides. They get him on the hard count. Well, wait a minute. They called a false start? How is that a false start? That is a terrible call right there. But it goes the Broncos' way. And this is a bad punt, too. Out of bounds. Probably about the 35. This is a terrible punt. Looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 36. The Broncos get really lucky there. They called the false start because the center, looked back at the quarterback. And apparently if he does that too abruptly, it's a false start, which, I mean, we see you guys do that all the time. That they say that's what drew the defender offsides, which that is just such a bad call. But Broncos, they get lucky there with the penalty, and then the bad punt for the Bengals gives the Broncos great field position. But the Broncos, they get the ball back with good field position. Let's see exactly where. I think it's the 36. Broncos, yeah, their own 36-yard line with 4:24 to go in the first quarter. Bengals obviously still lead 3-0. They're now back from commercial. Broncos with the football for their second possession. They show this, quote, false start again. I mean, it's not even... The guy jumps off sides when his head goes back up to look in front of him, not when he's not looking back at the quarterback. That makes even less sense. Terrible false start call right there. But Nix looks to throw here, has time, going to step up and try to run, and he'll dive ahead for a gain of 3. Denver drops to 1-4 here, and the city will not be happy with the coach. Yeah, 1-4, or really 1-3, if they lose this game. But I don't know who they have next week. Oh, they have the Eagles next week. So yeah, if they go 1-4, that is not a good start for a team that was supposed to be pretty good. I thought I picked them to make the AFC Championship game. They fake the toss. Nix is pressured, and Nix throws downfield. Oh, it's off the hands of Franklin. He's got to make that catch. That was a really nice throw from Bo Nix. Right on the money. And Franklin couldn't make the play. Got to catch that. That's a really nice ball from Bo Nix. 3rd and 7. Nix looks to throw. Underneath, that's caught by Sutton. He's got a first down. And Cortland Sutton to the Bengal 49. Everyone at Denver favorites this year. Yeah, I mean, I thought they'd be really good. I mean, it's still early, but been a little disappointing so far. Nick's going to look to throw here. And underneath that is caught by the tight end Troutman. He's got a lot of space after the catch. And Adam Troutman out of bounds at the 28-yard line. A nice catch and run. Bengals were not set up on that play. Only just 10 guys on the field. So they finally ran the 11th guy on there. The Bengals all out of position. And the Broncos able to take advantage. So it's 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Knicks tonight is 3 of 4 for 43 yards. And now they'll go to the ground. Here with R.J. Harvey. Makes a man miss. Harvey breaks a tackle. Oh, wow. Almost broke that. I thought he was going to break free right there. And maybe score. He was one missed tackle away from potentially taking that to the end zone. But a good run from Harvey. A 2nd round pick out of UC. I thought it was a 4th round pick. Did I make that up? 2nd round pick, 60th overall. I thought R.J. Harvey was a 4th round pick. They're going to hand this off here to the fullback on 2nd and 2. And he'll power his way ahead for 4. R.J. Harvey. No, 2nd round. So I must have completely made that up. That he was a 4th round pick. So 1st and 10 here. An extra 1 minute in the game for the Broncos. Ball on the 11-yard line. And they'll keep it on the ground. This time J.K. Dobbins. And Dobbins straight ahead for about 5. .52 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. So a 3-0 Bengal lead. Broncos have gone 37 straight games without a 100-yard rusher. Longest in the NFL. Currently active, that is. 2nd and 5. Empty backfield for Bo Nix. Could be the final play of the quarter. Nix takes a shot into the end zone. Incomplete. Overthrew his receiver. Brings up 3rd and 5. With 22 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. Pat Bryant, rookie from Illinois, the intended receiver. 3rd and 5. Nix to throw. Has time. Now he's going to step up and try to run. And Nix is in for a touchdown. Bo Nix with a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos take the lead. A great drive for the Broncos. They go right down the field and get their first points. A 6-yard touchdown for Bo Nix. 17 seconds left in the first quarter. And the Broncos take their first lead of the day. A 9-play, 64-yard drive takes 4:07 off the clock. And the extra point from Will Lutz is right down the middle. So 7-3 Broncos lead. Great drive right there. Capped off with a 6-yard touchdown from Bo Nix. And the Broncos take their first lead. It's now 7-3 with 17 seconds to go in the first quarter. And of course, they're going to go to a commercial right now. And then go to another commercial in 17 seconds. By the way, Dolphins and Jets is now 10-3. Dolphins still lead there. Actually, I think it might have been 10-3. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. A 7-3 game. Let me just check something real quick. Give me 1 second. Alright, now they're back from commercial. 17 seconds left in the first quarter. A 7-3 Bronco lead. And this kick goes into the end zone for a touchback. So the ball come out to the 35. No, Tyreek Hill just got carted off with a left leg injury. That's not good. Hopefully he's okay. That is definitely a big injury for the Dolphins. A 1st and 10 here from the 35. Browning hands off to Chase Brown, who gets maybe a yard. And that is the final play of the first quarter. So one play in between the commercials. Usually they wouldn't do that. They would just go to cut right at the kickoff and then go to the commercial. But I guess not this time. But at the end of the first quarter, a 7-3 Broncos lead. A very even first quarter. Broncos 72 yards, Bengals 71 yards. Both teams with one good drive, one punt. Really the difference, the Broncos got in the end zone, Bengals forced to settle for a field goal. But a very even first half. Sorry, first quarter. And we'll have to see if that continues, but hold on 1 second. They show Tyreek Hill getting carted off with his injury. Hopefully he's okay. Second and 9 here for the Bengals. And there's a quick throw to Mike Gesicki for a gain of 8 to open up the second quarter. His first catch of the game. Makes it 3rd and 1 here for the Bengals. Gesicki on the season, 6 catches for 46 yards. 3rd and short for the Bengals. Gesicki goes in motion here. And here's a handoff up the middle for a first down. It's Samaje Perine. Flag on the play. I think this might be offsides. Looks like somebody came across the line early. So it is offsides. The penalty's declined, though. Why would you decline the penalty? That's 5 yards versus like 2. I mean, it's not a huge difference. You get the first down either way, but that doesn't make any sense. Watch them end this drive on like the 3-yard line because of that. So a 1st and 10. Browning gonna take a shot deep down the sideline, and that pass caught by Higgins. Another big catch for T. Higgins. A flag is down though. Oh, it's gonna come back. An illegal formation against the Bengals. It's against the right tackle, Marius Mims. Wind up too far back. Wow, that's a big penalty. He takes a big play off the board. But Higgins, he's had a big game so far today. He had a big game last year in the Bengals play the Broncos. Definitely something to keep an eye on. Another pre-snap penalty here for the Bengals. Backs him up 5. This time a false start. So it goes from thinking got a 37-yard pass play to a 1st and 15 to a 1st and 20. Pretty bad stuff right there for the Bengals. Now they're on their own 39, have a 1st and 20. And Browning delayed handoff to Chase Brown. And Chase Brown going to gain roughly 5. We got an update here. Darren Waller with another touchdown for the Dolphins. Wow. His second touchdown of the game, and the Dolphins, they take the lead 17-3 over the Jets. Man, my predictions this week are looking terrible. I mean, there's still plenty of time in that game. Still 11 minutes in the third quarter, but my predictions this week have not been good. I was decent, or actually pretty good in the first few weeks. 12-4, 12-4, and then 11-5. But this week is going to be my worst week predicting by far. Right now, this week I'm 7-6. Obviously, that does not include the tie. But I mean, best case scenario right now, I go 9-7. But it's really looking more like 8-7. So, not great. But we had an injured player down on the field. I'm not sure who it was, but hopefully he's okay. Hold on 1 second. Alright, now they're back from commercial. After the injury timeout, obviously, hopefully, the injured player is okay. But it's 2nd and 15 from their own 44 for the Bengals. Oh, Jets just scored, by the way. Browning, pressure, going to roll to his right. And on the run, Browning is just going to throw it away. But a touchdown in Jets-Dolphins. That game is now 17-10. A quick answer for the Jets. The Dolphins say Tyreek Hill has a knee injury and is being taken to a local hospital for imaging, evaluation, and observation. Wow. Hopefully he's okay. A 3rd and 15 here for the Broncos on their own, for the Bengals on their own 44-yard line. And play clock winding down here. A flag is down. And the Bengals will take the away game. Which, I mean, taking the away game is definitely smart right there. Because there's no reason to call a timeout to make it be, say, 3rd and 15 as opposed to 3rd and 20. You're not going to get that anyway, most likely. So it's 3rd and 20 empty backfield for Browning. Probably just do something pretty safe. You have a quick throw underneath for Jamar Chase. And Chase going to try to get to the outside. We'll get about 10 back to the original line of scrimmage. But still a long way to go from picking up that first down. So a 4th and 10. The Bengals will punt. Marvin Mims back deep to receive. Always dangerous with the ball in his hands. The first punt for the Bengals was bad. This one is not going to happen because we got a flag down. Play clock was winding down. I don't know if it actually got to 0 before they snapped it or not. It did. Another delay again for the Bengals. So 4th and 15. After 2 delay games and 3 plays. Or 4 plays. Whatever. In a very short period. So 4th and 15, the punt is away. Mims lets this go over his head, and it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. So the Broncos will get the ball back with 11:52 to go in the first half. Well, I just saw a video of the Tyreek Hill injury. That looks really bad. I was hopeful he's okay, but that looks terrible. But I was hopeful he's okay. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. A 7-3 Broncos lead, and they get the ball back at their own 20-yard line. Dolphins Jets is still 10-7. 8:36 to go in the third quarter there. Alright, now they're back. The Broncos with the football on their own 20-yard line and a 7-3 lead. 11:52 to go in the first half. Nick's swing pass out to Marvin Mims. And Mims is going to power his way ahead for about 9, maybe 10 yards. Maybe 11, actually. And a first down for the Broncos. Alright, here's the touchdown for the Jets. How they tied the game. Wow, that's going to be Wow. Justin Fields with a long touchdown run for the Jets. That play looks like it would have been terrible. But Fields, the long touchdown, and the Jets cut it to a 7-point game. Nix to throw here. Rolls to his right. Throws to the right side. Caught by... No, incomplete. They're going to say Troutman was out of bounds. I thought he just got the foot in bounds. His foot comes down out of bounds. It's incomplete. Makes it 2nd and 10. Yeah, he steps on the sideline. So it's incomplete there. Makes it 2nd and 10. Bo Nix today is 4 of 7 for 54 yards. Nix throws. There's Troutman on the other sideline. This time he's in bounds. And now he heads out of bounds after a gain of 6. So it's 3rd and 4. A 3rd and 4 for the Broncos. Nix in shotgun back to his left. Bengals bring a blitz. Nix, quick throw. Call for a first down. Courtland Sutton makes the catch and makes a man miss. A nice catch and run there for Sutton. First down for the Broncos. A flag is down, so we'll have to see if this stands. It will. Offsides against the Bengals. Penalties declined, and it stands for the Broncos. A nice catch and run for Courtland Sutton. So we have 1st and 10 from the Bengal 44. Nix gonna look to throw. Nix up the seam. Oh, just missed him. A little too high for RJ Harvey. He was open. Potential for a big play right there. But Nix just a little too high. And it's off the hands of Harvey. But this might have been a touchdown if they could have completed this pass. Maybe not. They might have had an angle to take him down. Either way, that was a big play, but a missed opportunity right there for the Broncos. They hand it to Harvey here. He cuts up the middle, follows his blocks, and gains about 6. So it's 3rd and 4. Broncos are 3 of 4 on 3rd down. Already as many 3rd down conversions as they had last week in the entire game. 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. Nix looks to throw. Steps up, evades the rush, throws the outside for Sutton again. And Sutton breaks a tackle inside the 20. Spins down to the 16. Another 3rd down conversion from Bo Nix to Courtland Sutton, and the Broncos move the sticks. That's 2 catches on 3rd down for Courtland Sutton on this drive. And the Bengals with an injured defensive back down on the field. Hopefully he's okay. But a good play by Bo Nix there to step up in the pocket, find Courtland Sutton. He's able to make a guy miss. A nice play there. The rookie linebacker Demetrius Knight, down for the Bengals, was a 2nd round pick out of South Carolina. Hopefully he's okay. Cortland Sutton today, 3 catches, 53 yards. 39 of the 53 have come after the catch. Wow, they just said this crazy stat about Cortland Sutton. For the first time since he was a rookie in 2018, he had the same quarterback in every game. It's kind of crazy. But, I mean, the Broncos, they have had some tough years at quarterback between Peyton Manning and Bo Nix. Here's a jet sweep to Marvin Mims. He turns the corner, and Mims is in for a Bronco touchdown. Marvin Mims extends the Broncos' lead. A 15-yard touchdown run on the jet sweep. And the Broncos extend the lead. Actually marked a 16-yard touchdown. With 8:48 to go in the first half. Got a big block from Bryant on the outside. And the extra point is good. An 8-play, 80-yard drive in just 3 minutes and 4 seconds. And the Broncos lead 14-3. But 8:48 to go in the first half. A nice play right there for the Broncos. Really good drive, just going right down the field. Some nice third down conversions to Cortland Sutton. And a good play right there to Marvin Mims. He's a guy I thought would have really a lot bigger of a year. He was great last year, especially in the second half. But hasn't got off to a great start. But has a rushing touchdown right there. And the Broncos extend the lead. But coming into this game, he had just one touchdown in the year. That was in week 2 against the Colts. When he had 2 catches for 24 yards, which is a season high right now. And that was his first rush attempt. 16 yards. I really thought he'd be a little bit better. Especially after a good end of the season last year. But a little bit of a slow start. By the way, the Dolphins retook the lead, extended the lead against the Jets. It's now 24-10 after a 9-yard touchdown for Devon Achane. So it's a 24-10 Dolphin lead, 4:44 to go in the third quarter. So the Broncos lead 14-3. Bengals gonna get the football back. 8:48 to go in the first half. So the kick is away. Will be returned from the 6-yard line by Charlie Jones, and Jones on the return up to the 28-yard line. Flag is down. So we get a hold against the Bengals during the return. That backs them up 10. So the ball is officially spotted on the 14-yard line after the penalty. So not great field position for the Bengals. Already trailing by 11. So from the 14, Browning looks to throw and floats one down the field, and that is incomplete. Sorry, it froze right as he threw that pass. After that penalty against the Bengals on the kickoff, they've already got 7 penalties against them for 45 yards. A 2nd and 10 here from the 14 after the incompletion. Browning going to take another shot down the sideline. This one is off the hands of Higgins. Incomplete. They've tried to take some downfield shots quite a bit and quite often. Got to T. Higgins quite a few times. Caught a couple of them. One got called back. So it's 3rd and 10 from the 14 after back-to-back incompletions to start the drive. Browning to throw again. Rolls right. Browning, flag down. It's going to be a hold. And Browning just throws it away. So it's going to be declined. And the Broncos going to get the ball back once again. It should be pretty good field position because the Bengals going to be punting from about their own end zone, where they'll actually kick it from. I don't know if I love that holding call. It's against the right tackle. I don't really see much of a hold right there. But it's 4th and 10. The punt is away. Marvin Mims feels this over his shoulder at the 19. And Mims on the return cuts upfield to the 29. So a pretty good punt. So much for the Broncos having good field position. It's had a great kick. And instead it's average field position at the 29. That was a huge punt. I think they just hit 69 yards. Yeah, 69-yard punt. 13 on the return. What a big punt right there for the Bengals. So Nix and the offense back onto the field. Bo Nix is 7 of 11 for 101 yards. We got 8 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the first half. Nix sets up the screen to the fullback. Flag comes in. And the fullback going to lose about 3. I don't know who this guy is, but gonna lose 3 if it stands. Flag came in. Oh, we got 2 penalties. Oh, never mind. Just 1. but it was an ineligible receiver downfield against the Broncos. So 2nd and 12 from the 28. Nix tosses it to Harvey left side. Harvey took a big hit. Flag is down again. Harvey gains about 7 if it stands. Would be cool if Mims gets one more reception and Harvey gets 12 more yards on the ground. Why would that be cool? Need him for fantasy or something? We got hands to the face against Trey Hendrickson on this run, so it's going to be 15 yards and a first down for the Broncos. Bengals really going to call for a lot of penalties today for a team that wasn't penalized that much. That is coming into the game. Already 8 penalties, 50 yards against the Bengals. Nix, hands off. J.K. Dobbins looking for space, and he's going to find a crease. Dobbins going to find his way forward for 8 yards. It was a really good run there for J.K. Dobbins. Great patience right there. The Dolphins fear Tyreek Hill dislocated his knee. He's in an ambulance on the way to the hospital to confirm. Obviously, hopefully he's okay with whatever ended up happening. Here's a handoff to Dobbins again. He's got space, runs into his own lineman. Otherwise, he might have taken it all the way. But another great run for Dobbins. Back-to-back really nice runs. And another first down for the Broncos. They brought in an extra lineman who had a good block downfield in the safety. But then Dobbins ran right into him. So a 1st and 10 here from the 40 after that run. And they go to Dobbins again. Again, he's got a lot of space. Dobbins into the secondary again. And another 17 yards for J.K. Dobbins. Although this one, there's a flag down. And this one's going to come back. A hold against the Broncos. Against number 60. Backs him up 10. Against their center for the Broncos. So 1st and 19 after the penalty. Nix in the pistol. And Nix to swing pass to R.J. Harvey. And Harvey, oh man, big hit. Gains a yard. They actually give him 2, so it's 2nd and 17. Troy Franklin goes in motion. And Nix can look to throw. Has plenty of time. Zips one over the middle of the field and it's caught by Franklin for a first down. A nice throw and catch right there over the middle of the field. And the Broncos move the sticks. So 1st and 10 from the 24. And here's the handoff to Harvey up the middle. And a good run there, gains about 7. Brings up 2nd and 3. About 4:15 to go in the first half. Jets and Dolphins, by the way, 24-10. Dolphins still up by 14 entering the fourth quarter. 2nd and 3 here. Throw to the outside for Franklin. Makes the catch. Has a first down. And Franklin going to pick up 6. We got 3:45 to go in the first half. So Nix under center. Dobbins is the back from the 11-yard line. And Nix rolls to his left. And Nix on the run throws underneath that is caught. No, incomplete. Evan Ingram makes the catch. But he was out of bounds. And it's 2nd and 10. Yeah, his footstep on the sideline. His second foot he's trying to get down. That's the second time we've seen that for the Broncos. Nix in shotgun back to his right. Nix rolls to his right. On the run will find Ingram in the flat. And Evan Ingram is forced to bounds after a gain of about 9. Another nice play there for the Broncos. Looks like they're actually going to only give Ingram 7. Must have stepped out a little earlier. But a positive play right there. Brings up 3rd down. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Really like if they were to throw a touchdown pass to Cortland Sutton right now. That would really help my fantasy team. It's not even in the game. I don't think. Broncos going to go Wildcat here. Nick splits out of the receiver. Harvey takes the direct snap and bounces to the outside. And Harvey tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Tries to bounce it outside, but a big tackle made touchdown-saving tackle by Dax Hill, and it's 4th and 1. The Broncos offense going to stay out there. 4th and 1. I like the aggressive decision from Sean Payton. They don't have to run a play. They can just try to draw them off sides here. 2:05, so 5 seconds before the 2-minute warning. And the Bengals going to call a timeout. So the Bengals call a timeout before this 4th down, even though if they waited 4 seconds, they would have got the 2-minute warning. They go back to this direct snap to Harvey. He was initially supposed to go up the middle. Actually, it looked like he was trying to go to the left side of the line, like kind of behind the left tackle. Nowhere to go there. Bounced outside. And then got tripped up. But 4th and 1, the Broncos will go for it. Nick's under center. Harvey is the back. 3 receivers to the right side. Nick's off play action. Looks to throw. Nix on the run. Throws back to the end zone. It's intercepted. It's picked off. And the Bengals defense with a big turnover on 4th down. Demetrius Knight, the rookie from South Carolina, picks him off. And the ball's going to come out to the 20-yard line. Oh, did he catch that? Oh, wow. I don't know if that hits the ground or not. Tyreek Hill after the season, that knee injury is gruesome. Yeah, I saw that. That looks so bad. I think I just read dislocated knee. Yeah, it's believed to be a dislocated knee. And that often comes with multiple ligament tears as well. I think that's a similar injury to what Nick Chubb had a few years ago when he got hurt. When he got hurt a few years ago, that replay is so disgusting. I didn't even see the watch the replay. I just saw like the live view of it. And I said, "Yep, that's bad enough. I don't want to see a replay." Uh, Nick Chubb's injury, I think he very similar. Chubb, he had multiple surgeries. So he tore his meniscus, MCL, and ACL. I don't think it says anything about a dislocated knee. Yeah, that kind of reminds me of that. Nick Chubb actually dislocated his knee when he was in college in 2015. He didn't dislocate his knee when he got hurt in 2023. Oh, I just missed the first play here for the Bengals. It was a 4-yard play. Minute and a half to go, 2nd and 6. Browning going to take off and run here, and he's going to try to get out of bounds, and will, after a gain of 3. Stopping the clock with a minute 28 to go. Third and 3 here for the Bengals. They started 2 of 2 on third down. Since then, they're 0 for 4. I think that said. Yeah, 0 for 4. Browning pressured very quickly, and Browning dropped for a sack. Broncos call a timeout with a minute 24 to go. Leaves them with 1 remaining. That was a quick sack there from the Broncos. Both edge rushers got there extremely quickly, and Browning has no chance. So 4th and 9, the Broncos going to get the football back. Defense forced a quick 3 and out after the interception. Mims fields the punt at the 16. And on the return, Mims trying to get to the outside. Going to break a tackle. And he's taken down at the 20. So a lot of running. But just to get about 4 yards. And that is where the Broncos will have it with 1:09 to go in the first half. So 1:09 to go, one timeout to work with for the Broncos. 225 total yards so far. Bengals with just 95. So ball on their own 20-yard line. Nix in shotgun back to his left. Nix looks to throw. Underneath, that's caught by Evan Ingram, and Ingram's taken down inbounds after a gain of just 2. Not very productive right there for the Broncos. They're going to get to the line quick. 55 seconds left. It's 2nd and 8. Nix steps up. Throws the outside. That's caught. Multiple flags come in. Franklin makes the catch with 42 seconds left. If it stands, it's the first down. Looks like this might actually be a defensive penalty. Yeah, defensive holding. The Broncos decline the penalty, and the penalty also stops the clock for them with 42 seconds left, allowing the Broncos to hold on to that timeout. So 1st and 10 from the 33. Nix, plenty of time. Throws the outside. Oh, Ingram drops it. But probably a good thing, because he's not getting out of bounds right there. But instead, this stops the clock with 38 seconds to go. So not worst case scenario. Ingram in his career 36 drops, which is 2nd most by a tight end since he's come into the league in 2017. Has one right there. So 2nd and 10 on their own 33. Nix, plenty of time. And Nix throws incomplete, overthrew everybody. And it's 3rd and 10 with 33 seconds to go. So 33 seconds left in the first half. Broncos up by 11. Bo Nix tonight, 13 of 21 for 150 yards and an interception. Bengals rush 4. Nix has time, and Nix takes a shot downfield. It's caught by Mims to the 39-yard line. A big play there on 3rd and long for the Broncos. 25 seconds left in the first half. Really nice throw and catch. A big 3rd down conversion for the Broncos. 28 yards, and they do call their final timeout right here with 28 seconds left. That's a really good throw. Just past the hand of the defender. Perfect throw from Bo Nix. So there's 26 seconds left in the clock. Broncos are out of timeouts. But that throw and catch does put them inside their field goal range for Will Lutz. His career long is 60, which he hit in 2022. A first and 10 here from the 39. Nix in shotgun will look to throw. Nix steps up, throws underneath. That is caught by the running back out of the backfield, and he's going to try to get out of bounds and will. Takes 5 seconds off the clock, got 11 yards. So 21 seconds left in the first half. Nix now up to 189 yards in this first half. Trey Hendrickson goes limping off the field for the Bengals. Hopefully he's okay. A 6-play, 52-yard drive right now for the Broncos on the Bengals 28. Nix to throw. Underneath, broken up. Trying to hit the back of the backfield, but again, I think that's a good thing that's incomplete. But a 2nd and 10 from the 28. 17 seconds left in the first half. Nix, quick throw, caught by Sutton. If it stands, flag is down. Gain of 7. Offsides here. Penalties declined. The play will stand. Another penalty against the Bengals in this first half. That's like their 8th or 9th. So it makes it 3rd and 2 with 13 seconds left in the first half. Broncos are out of timeouts. They actually put a second back on the clock, so 13 seconds. Bengals, 8 penalties in the first half, which is tied for the most in a first half in the last 15 years for the Bengals. Nix to throw, takes a shot at the end zone, call for a touchdown! Cortland Sutton makes the catch. Well, he's a little shaken up after that, but Sutton makes the catch, and a touchdown for the Broncos. 20 yards. Really nice throw and catch. Nix finds Sutton up the seam. Really good throw. Nice catch from Sutton. Ooh, he just landed hard. Hopefully he's okay. But it's now 21-3. A big touchdown there for the Broncos extends their lead before halftime, and they get the ball to start the second half. But they're in a really good spot right now. And I love to see a Cortland Sutton touchdown that really helps me in fantasy. And now only down by 3 points right now. I need Sutton to catch like another, at least 3 passes. Yeah, I'm down by 3. But that touchdown really helps. Now, I just can't have him go catchless in the second half. But it's 21-3, 8 seconds to go in the first half. And the Broncos get the ball to start the second half. They're in a really good spot. Bo Nix, after that, 217, a touchdown and interception. Played pretty well. Broncos with 233 yards here in the second quarter. Bengals with just 24. This kick into the end zone for a touchback. And the Bengals get the ball at the 35, so I wonder what they'll try to do. Being down 18, you could try to take a quick throw, see if you can get into range for a long field goal or a Hail Mary. No, they'll just take a knee. Interesting. I would have tried something. 8 seconds, 2 timeouts. I would have tried to do something, knowing the Broncos get the ball to start the second half. I mean, if you throw an incompletion, just go to halftime. Obviously, you'd have to run a play or take a knee, something like that. But I don't love the decision right there. But the Broncos up big at the half, 21-3. And the Bengals 8 penalties in the first half, which ties their most penalties in the first half in the last 15 years. But Broncos lead 21-3 at the half. A great second quarter for them. "14 points, over 220 yards in just the second quarter. The Broncos a great first half. They're up 21-3. And they get the ball after halftime. That's true. But I'm going to go take a quick break. Use the bathroom, fill my water. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Thank you guys for staying with me as it took a quick break. But the Broncos lead the Bengals 21-3 at the half. A great first half for the Broncos. Bengals got a field goal on their first drive, but outside of that, there's been nothing offensively. Broncos got off to a little bit of a slow start, but a great end of the first half for the Broncos, and really good offensively after that first drive. But as far as an updated score prediction, I originally said 31-14, and I think it's going to be pretty similar. Instead, let's go. Let's see. Let's give the Broncos another touchdown. Actually, let's give them two. And we'll say 35-13. Broncos win. So that is the updated score prediction. Original prediction was 31-14. 35-13 is the updated score prediction. And let's go over some stats from the first half. Jake Browning, 8 of 15 for 66 yards, no touchdowns or interceptions, was sacked one time for a loss of 6 yards. And Browning, he hasn't been terrible. He's taken some throws downfield, just haven't connected, but definitely could have been worse. On the ground for the Bengals, they weren't great. I'm sorry, did I just say Broncos or Bengals? I don't know. On the ground for the Bengals, not great. Chase Brown, 8 carries, 30 yards. Jake Browning, 3 carries for 4 yards. That's 11 carries, 34 yards as a team. Then receiving for the Bengals, T. Higgins, 2 catches for 25 yards on 5 targets. Jamar Chase been targeted 4 times, caught 3 of them for 15 yards. Chase Brown, 1 catch for 9 yards. Mitchell Tinsley, same thing. And Mike Gesicki, 1 catch for 8 yards. Then for the Broncos, Bo Nix is 17 of 26 for 217 yards, a touchdown, and interception. On the ground for the Broncos, J.K. Dobbins, 5 carries for 30 yards. R.J. Harvey, 7 carries for 29 yards. Marvin Mims, a carry for 16 and a touchdown. Bo Nix, 2 carries for 9 yards and a touchdown. And Adam Prentice, 1 carry for 4 yards. Overall, that's 88 yards and 16 carries. 5.5 yards a carry for the Broncos. And then, receiving for the Broncos, Courtland Sutton, 5 catches for 81 yards and a touchdown. Marvin Mims, 3 for 44. Troy Franklin, 3 for 40. Adam Troutman, 2 for 32. Tyler Batty, 1 for 11. Evan Ingram, 2 for 11. R.J. Harvey and Pat Bryant, both no catches on 1 target. And Nate Adkins, 1 catch for a loss of 2. Then for the team stats from the first half. Broncos with 16 first downs, Bengals with 6. Broncos also great on third down. They were 6 of 8. Yes, I did see Tyreek Hill's injury. That looks really bad. Hopefully he's okay. Yeah, that did not look good. The Broncos great on third down, 6 of 8. Bengals 2 of 7. Broncos are 0 for 1 on fourth down though. Bengals didn't attempt a fourth down. Broncos are outgaining the Bengals 305 to 94, and they're averaging 7.3 yards per play compared to the Bengals 3.5. Broncos been the much better team through the air and on the ground. Broncos 2 touchdowns and 3 red zone trips. Bengals no touchdowns in 1 red zone trip. And 8 penalties, 50 yards against the Bengals, 4 for 42 against the Broncos. 1 turnover for the Broncos, that was an interception thrown by Bo Nix. And time possession 16:45 for the Broncos, 13:15 for the Bengals. But the Bengals, they've got 94 total yards in this game. And most of them came on their first drive. 62 of their 94 yards came on the first drive, 30 came on the second. So they have 2 yards outside of the first two drives. No, that can't be right. Wait a minute. How does that add up to 94 when they went 62 yards and 30 yards on their first two drive? Then they went 9, 0, 1, and -1. So it should be 99, not 94. Well, I mean, same idea. They just haven't moved the football. Just numbers don't seem to add up. But the second half should start within the next few minutes. Let's see how the Jets and Dolphins are doing. Dolphins now have 27-13. With 3:26 to go in that game. So it's definitely looking like the Dolphins going to pick up their first win of the season. Jets going to fall to 0-4. Another game I've gotten wrong this week. Yeah, my predictions, I started the year pretty strong, but this week does not look so great. The second half set to kick off here. Broncos do get the ball to start the second half. Bengals with 23 yards in the second quarter and had one first down. Broncos had 12 first downs, 230 yards in the second quarter. But we start the third. Broncos got the football up 18, 21-3. So the kick to start the second half can be returned from the 1-yard line by R.J. Harvey. And Harvey is forced to bounds near the 30-yard line. And that is where the Broncos will take over for their first possession. Broncos offense scoring just 22.7 points a game through the first 3 weeks. 21 already here in the first half. They've already have more yards than their average, 305 compared to 302 the average. But they have been great. I mean, it also helps they're playing the Bengals defense, which I think I might be able to score against. A swing pass to Marvin Mims, gets a block on the outside, and Mims going to gain 8 on first down. Nice little swing pass to start off the drive. Mims, he had a nice first half. About 40 receiving yards, rushing touchdown. So 2nd and 2 here. Nix under center. Hands off to J.K. Dobbins. And Dobbins is going to pick up 5, have a first down at the 43-yard line. Broncos on third downs, coming into the into the game, they were averaging 7.7 yards to go on third down, which is 26th in the NFL. Today, under 5 yards to go, and it's a big reason they've been a lot more effective. Bo Nix also was perfect 5 of 5, over 100 yards on third down. So he's been good as well. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. On the 43, Nix looks to throw, and that pass tipped and incomplete. Trying to find a receiver in the flat. Brings up 2nd and 10. But Bo Nix, through his first 20 starts with the Broncos, is 2nd in completion percentage, tied for 2nd in passing touchdowns, and 2nd in passer rating. Only guys behind in all 3 of those categories is Peyton Manning. Not too bad. So a 2nd and 10. Nix on the option, going to keep this himself, and he'll dive forward for a gain of 2. So 3rd and 8 here for the Broncos. Just said how they were keeping third down pretty manageable. This is a 3rd and long. 3rd and 8 here for the Broncos. 13:05 to go in the 3rd quarter. Nix with the back to his right. On their own 44. Nix gets pressured, rolls left. Nix on the run. Heaves one deep down the field, and that is incomplete. Evan Ingram, the receiver in the area. But not too much of an accurate throw there from Bo Nix. And the Broncos forced a punt. They're forced to punt here on their first drive of the second half. The Bengals defense gets a stop. And on 4th down, punt is away cleanly. The Bengals did go after it, though. And here's Jones from the 15. And Jones has some space, crosses to 30, and is out of bounds at the 31. So that is where the Bengals will take over. Pretty good return there for Charlie Jones. 16 yards. The Bengals get the ball for their first possession here in the second half with 12:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. Hold on 1 second. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. Let's check the update on the Dolphins and Jets. Oh, Jets scored, made it close. Garrett Wilson with a 23-yard touchdown catch. And the 2-point conversion for the Jets is good. Make it a 6-point game. The minute 49 to go. Bengals, they start this drive with a handoff to Chase Brown for gain of about 3. Bengals, they had 57 yards in their first drive. There's 37 the rest of the half. Jake Browning on that 8 of 15, 66 yards. There's a handoff up the middle to Samaje Perine, and he gains 5. By the way, Jets go for the onside kick. That fails. So the Dolphins going to hold on and win the game. But a 3rd and 2 here for the Bengals. Bengals 0 for... They're at 5 on 3rd down after a 2 for 2 start. With 3rd and 2. Empty backfield for Browning. Looks to throw. Browning has it knocked down at the line, and it's incomplete. Broncos brought pressure. Well, that is impressive stuff from the Bengals offensive line. The Broncos, they did send a blitz. They brought 5, but at the very least, that's a one-on-one. The Bengals shouldn't have 3 guys in the backfield already within like a second of the snap. That's impressive stuff right there. So the punt for the Bengals is away. The offense continues to struggle. And Mims bobbles it. I'm not sure what the call was going to be right there. Mims bobbled it, and then he had it taken away from him. He called for a fair catch, bobbled the ball, doesn't catch it cleanly, pops up. You know, I think that should be Bengal football. Because as soon as it touches a Bronco, it's a live football. So I'm not sure. No, they're going to call fair catch interference against the Bengals. But that is an interesting one. I don't think I've ever seen that. The punt returner have it taken away from him because he bobbled it. But the Broncos very lucky they're able to keep possession. I don't know what the exact rule on that would be. But like, I guess if it really popped up in the air, like if it really popped up in the air, then and then he caught it, that would be fine. But because he kind of like took it away from him, I guess that's the penalty. I'm not really sure. I'm keeping an eye on the Jets-Dolphins. Somehow the Jets are going to get the ball back. There's 13 seconds left. And it's 4th and 10. Some of the Jets are going to get the ball back. Bengals just playing sloppy. Yeah, they're not playing very well. Lots of missed opportunities. And just haven't looked great. So the Dolphins punted with 13 seconds left. So the Jets get the ball back. I'm still waiting for this to update. The Broncos with the football. 1st and 10. So the Jets. Oh, they have the ball on their own 1. And now they're trying to lateral. And try to have a miracle against the Dolphins. But a 1st and 10 here for the Broncos on their own 15-yard line. Nix, hands off. J.K. Dobbins breaks free. Or breaks through the line of scrimmage, I should say. And he gains 9. So a 2nd and 1 here. Oh, Jets Dolphins is now over. Dolphins win 27-21. Nix under center from the 24. Troy Franklin goes in motion. And Nix hands off. Dobbins up the middle again. And another 5. Actually, give him 6 right there. The 1st down for Denver. So a 1st and 10 from their own 30. Nix in shotgun back to his left. Nix looks to throw plenty of time. And over the middle, incomplete. Flag is down. Looking for Cortland Sutton. Just need Sutton with a couple more catches, and then I win my fantasy matchup. We got offside against the offense here. Against the rookie Pat Bryant. Yeah, he's in the neutral zone. Good call there by the officials. So a 2nd and 10. Oh, the Bengals actually declined the penalty because pass was incomplete. They'd rather 2nd and 10 as opposed to 1st and 15. Nix looks to throw. Throws to the outside for Harvey, makes the catch. And R.J. Harvey's got a 1st down. 14 yards on the catch and run. Nice play for Harvey on a simple check down. Turns it into a positive play. So 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Nix under center. Dobbins is the back. From the 44, Dobbins gets it left side. And Dobbins, about 5. Flag is down. We get a hold here against the Broncos. Back them up 10. It's actually against the extra lineman they brought into the field, or onto the field for that play. So 8.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Still 21-3 Broncos lead. From their own 29, it's 1st and 25. Nix checks down to J.K. Dobbins, and Dobbins makes one guy miss, but only going to gain about 4 yards. So it makes it 2nd and 21. Under 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. So 2nd and 21. Nix looks to throw. Sets with screen for Evan Ingram. Gets a block. And Ingram up to the 40-yard line before he's taken down. Some progress to get this third down a little bit more manageable, but still going to be a long third down. Another flag. Jeez. A lot of penalties in this game. Between last night and the Packers-Cowboys and tonight, there have been so many flags, it feels like. But here's an ineligible receiver downfield. It's against the center. He's about 3 yards downfield. So it's 3rd and 14 from their own 40. Nix sets up the screen for Marvin Mims. Makes a man miss. And Mims is then thrown down after getting a 4. The Broncos are going to be forced to punt here. The Bengals defense gets another stop. But now the Bengals, they need to do something with these stops, and they can't just go 3 and out again. That's exactly what they did last time. So 4th and 9. Broncos punted away. And this one is going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So it's still an 18-point Bronco lead, 21-3, with 6:20 to go in the third quarter. Hold on 1 second. I want to check something real quick. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. Bengals getting the ball back, still down by 18, 21-3. They're back from commercial. 6:20 to go in the third quarter. The Bengals, they had 4 first downs on their first drive. They've had 2 first downs since. Browning off play action, looks to throw. Browning over the middle, there's a first down. Nice completion there for the Bengals. And a first down. Nice throw and catch right there. The Bengals move the sticks to the 42. One of their better plays of the day. Browning. Quick throw that is caught by Chase. Jamar Chase gains 8 up to midfield. Here's a handoff. Chase Brown up the middle. And Brown about 5 yards and first down. Drive looking a little bit better for the Bengals than the previous few. I was helped out by the big play on first down. So 1st and 10 from the Bronco 44. Browning in the pistol. Browning off play action. Browning pressured. Flag comes in. Probably going to be a hold. And the pass is incomplete as he throws it at the feet of Chase Brown. It is a hold. Backs him up 10. That is the 10th penalty against the Bengals, 60 yards. 5 penalties, 57 yards against the Broncos. Browning and shotgun back to his right. After penalty, Bengals at their own 46. Browning, pressured. Browning sacked. Back at the 38-yard line, Nick Bonito with the sack. And it's going to be 2nd and long here for the Bengals. 2nd and 27. No, sorry. No. Yeah, it is 2nd and 27. That seemed too far. But that is right. It is 2nd and 27. Browning with the back to his right. On their own 39. A swing pass to Chase Brown makes a man miss, and Brown gets it back to the 49, their own 49. And it still brings up 3rd and very long for the Bengals. 3:40 to go in the 3rd. So it's 3rd and 17. From their own 49, empty backfield for Browning. Browning looks to throw, steps up, rolls to his right, and Browning now backpedaling and just throws one out of bounds. Brings up 4th and 17 with 3 minutes to go. in the third quarter. Looks like T. Higgins might have hurt himself on that play. Hopefully he's okay. So it's 4th and 17. The punt is away. Mims signals fair catch at the 6. This time catches it cleanly. And that is where the Broncos will take over. At their own 6-yard line, 2:53 to go in the third quarter. The Broncos get the ball backed up deep inside their own territory. Still up 21-3. Defense playing extremely well. Bengals just 141 total yards. I mean, that drive was a little bit better for the Bengals. But still, nothing too impressive. They go 29 yards in 6 plays. Which is their longest drive since their second drive of the game, where they went 30 yards. Yeah, the Bengals offense, they have not been good outside of that first drive. Where they went 12 plays, 62 yards, and kicked a field goal. But otherwise, the Broncos defense playing extremely well. I mean, as you would expect from this defense. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial break. Broncos up 18. We still wait for them to come back from commercial. We're going to the Broncos to throw it to Courtland Sutton in this drive. I need another 3 points in fantasy and I win. Came into this game, needing 22 points to win. I had a 4% chance before, now I've got an 85% chance to win. I just need another few catches for Courtland Sutton. That helps snap a 2-game losing streak I've got. Bo Nix tonight, 255 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Also 10 rushing yards on 3 carries for 10 yards. What am I saying? Sorry, 3 carries for 10 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Much better. So a 1st and 10 from their own 7. Nix hands off. J.K. Dobbins right side, gains 3. From the 7 to the 10. So 2nd and 7 from the 10-yard line. Bring a receiver in motion. Nix off play action. Throws to the flat. And caught by Adkins. Chop down for a gain of 7. 1st down Broncos. Minute 45 to go in the third quarter. The score was third quarter so far, so 21-3. A 1st and 10 here. Nix, high snap, throws outside for Franklin, and Troy Franklin cuts inside, and a nice catch and run about 14 yards. Another first down for Denver. Just an easy read for Bo Nix to throw to the outside. The corner blitzing there. On a little RPO. Troy Franklin, 55 yards on 4 catches. 25 of them after the catch. So we got Nix under center. They go I formation. Hand off to J.K. Dobbins, who's not going to find anywhere to go. Taken down at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd and 10. So it is 2nd and 10. Broncos nearly 400 yards, 389 to be exact. Bengals just 141. Nix under center on 2nd and 10. And a timeout here for the Broncos. The play clock winding down. It's a 2nd and 10 here for the Broncos. They call their first time out of the second half. The play clock winding down. Upcoming schedule for the Broncos. They go at the Eagles next week. Then they're against the Jets in London. Then they play the Giants and the Cowboys both at home. Then they go at the Texans, home against the Raiders and Chiefs. And then they have a bye in week 12. So definitely some winnable games upcoming. After next week, that is. Although I think they can beat the Eagles, just not necessarily from what we've seen today, or this season so far, because the Broncos haven't looked great. Nix throws to the flat, caught by Harvey, and he's going to have another first down, gain of 11, as the third quarter comes to a close. But we head to the fourth quarter. A scoreless third. It is still 21-3. And the Broncos with the football. Again, moving the football. As we enter the fourth quarter. Currently a 36-yard drive on 5 plays. They have the ball on their own 43. Bo Nix has thrown for 237 yards. That is a season high for him. His previous season high was 206. He had not gotten off to a good start. The career high for Bo Nix is 321. So definitely a possibility he can set a new career high depending on how much the Broncos continue to throw the football. Hopefully a decent amount. I need a few catches from Portland Sutton for my fantasy matchup. We still wait for them to come back from commercial as we enter the final quarter. So we start the fourth quarter here with the Broncos with the ball on their own 43. And they'll start with a run with RJ Harvey, who's going to break a tackle. And Harvey gains 9. Flag is down, though. Going to come back, a hold against the Broncos. Your rally towel is flying for the Bengals. Time to wake up. Well, we really need to wake up because they've looked awful so far in this game. Offense has only had one good drive, and that was their first drive. So it's going to need to have things really change for the Bengals if they want to come back. So a 1st and 19 following the holding call. Nix in shotgun back to his right. Flag comes in at the snap. Actually, they're going to blow this dead. A false start against the Broncos backs him up 5. So instead, make it 1st and 24 after the penalty. Nix looks to throw, steps up, goes deep down the field. Pass is incomplete. Looking for Franklin, a little underthrown. Franklin tried to make a sliding catch, but unable to catch it. Brings up 2nd and 24. Nix threw that a little bit further. That's probably caught, but slightly underthrown. Oh, I mean, maybe not. This goes through his hands. Gotta catch that. That's his 2nd of the day where he should have caught that. This goes right through his hands. I mean, still, the throw could have been a little bit better, but you've got to make a play. Nix looks to throw, checks down to RJ Harvey, and Harvey dances for a gain of about 4. Brings up 3rd and 20. Would love to see them throw the ball to Cortland Sutton right here. So without a catch here in the second half, after 81 yards and a touchdown in the first half. Third and 20 for the Broncos. Nix empty backfield. Wonder how aggressive they get here on 3rd and long. Nix underneath. Caught by Evan Ingram. And he'll get it up to the 44, but well short for 1st down. Another punt for the Broncos. The offense definitely slowing down here in the second half. No points in the 3rd quarter. And another punt here. But the Bengals getting the ball back. Punting contest here in the second half. So the kick is away. And it's fair caught at the 16-yard line. And that is where the Bengals will take over with 12:47 to go in the 4th quarter. So a 21-3 Bronco lead. Give me 1 second. Just want to check something real quick. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. An 18-point Bronco lead. Bo Nix, taken 12th in the draft in 2024. Was great as a rookie last year. 29 touchdowns, led all rookies, led the Broncos to the playoffs for the first time since 2015. And now here in his second season, not quite as good, but I mean, still very early in the season. Had a pretty good game today. Browning looks to throw, checks down to Chase Brown, and Brown, on the pass from Browning, has 12. Broncos 416 total yards and 22 first downs. Bengals 157 yards, just 9 first downs. Browning in shotgun, back to his right. Looks to throw. Underneath, drop by Chase, incomplete. Bengals offense tonight. 12 plays, 62 yards, and a field goal on their first drive. In their last 7 drives, 24 plays, 79 yards, no points. Also 5 penalties on offense. 4 of them pre-snap penalties. The offense just has not been good. The Bengals, they've been outscored 69-13 in their last 2 games. Browning, pressured and sacked. Browning goes down again. I believe it's the 3rd sack of the day for this Bronco defense. And it brings up 3rd and long. It's Franklin Myers here just driving the right guard back into the lap of Jake Browning. And able to get the sack. Broncos 15 sacks, leads the NFL this season, led the NFL in sacks last year. Again, they get pressure on Browning, and he just throws it at the feet of P. Ryan, who wasn't looking. So it's 4th and 16. Another stop for this Broncos defense. I also think just the Bengals offense might be awful with Jake Browning, which is kind of surprising. I did not expect him to look this bad with Jake Browning, because he was good. Or at the very least solid. In 2023. But this year he has just been awful. Ooh, Broncos get a free rusher. Don't block the punt, though. It's away cleanly. And Mims fields us on several bounces at the 18. And he swung down at the 24. 6 yards on the return. But Browning this year has got 5 interceptions. And three touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 381 yards in 2 starts. Or actually, let me pull it up this way. So, In week 2 against the Jaguars, he threw for 241, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That was the game where he didn't start, but came in after Burrow left with an injury. And last week, he threw for 140, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. And then today, he's thrown for no touchdowns or interceptions, but he's thrown for like 110 yards. Browning has thrown for 118. And then you compare that to what he did in 2023 with the Bengals. He wasn't the most consistent player, but he was still pretty solid. He threw for 227, a touchdown and a pick, then 354 and a touchdown, 275, 2 touchdowns and a pick, 324, 2 touchdowns and a pick, 335, 1 touchdown, 3 picks, 195 and a touchdown, 156, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Overall, that was 1,900 yards, 12 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. So, I mean, the turnovers have always been there for Browning, but I mean, he was at least being effective as a passer in 2023. Not really this year. But we still wait, or actually, they just got back from commercial, right as I said that. 11 of 9 to go in the fourth quarter. Broncos still have 18. Got the ball here. A win here would tie them with the Chiefs for second in the West, a game behind the Chargers. Bengals will also be 2-2 if the results hold, which you would expect them to, but you never know. Toss goes to Dobbins right side. And J.K. Dobbins makes a cut. Gains 11. First down Broncos. Alright, I just need like 1 completion to Courtland Sutton, maybe 2. Is that much to ask? What? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Is that too much to ask? You got what I'm trying to say. 10:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Nix under center, hands off to J.K. Dobbins, and Dobbins fights forward for 6 yards. Second and 4, 10:05 to go. Nix under center, Dobbins is the back, hands off to Dobbins again, and J.K. Dobbins is going to gain 2 here, makes it 3rd and short. We're going to mark it 3rd and 1 with 9.5 to go. J.K. Dobbins tonight, 13 carries, 74 yards. That's 5.7 yards per carry. Played pretty well. He's also got 1 catch for 4 yards. R.J. Harvey comes into the game for 3rd down. Nix in shotgun back to his left. Nix designed roll to his right. Throws to the right. That's caught by Mims for a 1st down. The Bengal 44, and the Broncos move the sticks. Marvin Mims tonight, 16 rushing yards, 69 receiving yards. That's 85 total yards, plus he's got a touchdown on the ground. Here's a toss to Dobbins. And this time Dobbins nowhere to go. He spins right into the arms of Trey Hendrickson for just a yard. So it's now 2nd and 9. Nix under center. And another handoff. J.K. Dobbins. Gonna backpedal his way and get a push from the offensive line. Gain 10. Another first down for the Broncos. Really good looking drive for the Broncos on the ground. Running the ball at will right here. Dobbins now 85 yards on 15 carries. 15 yards away from becoming the Broncos' first 100-yard rusher in over 30 games. I think 37 to be exact. Somewhere around there. They tossed it to Dobbins left side this time. And Dobbins has space down the sideline. Dobbins forced to bounds at the 16. That's close to 100 yards for Dobbins. There it is, 100 yards. 101 for J.K. Dobbins. First Denver player to rush for 100 yards in the last 38 games. The streak has finally been broken. And the Broncos have a 100-yard rusher. They keep it on the ground. This time R.J. Harvey up the middle. And Harvey going to pick up 3. I think it's also been a while since the Broncos have had a 1,000-yard rusher. I think their last 1,000-yard rusher is actually like Philip Lindsay in like 2017. Let's see, I'm looking. Alright, it was 2019. We have Philip Lindsay. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. 2nd and 7, Harvey again. Just about 2 yards. Lindsay actually did it in back-to-back seasons. 2018 and 2019. But a 3rd and 5 right here for the Broncos. Nix in shotgun back to his left. 5 minutes to go. Nix looks to throw. Finds Harvey in the flat, and Harvey walks in for a touchdown. The Broncos extend the lead. Wish that could have been Cortland Sutton, but I'm probably going to lose now. Oh, not 71. There we go. A 12-yard touchdown for R.J. Harvey. And the Broncos an extra point away from going up 28-3. Dangerous score, although luckily for them, there are only 5 minutes left. Won't really have time to come back. Looks like Demetrius Knight was supposed to be in coverage there. He just comes on a blitz, and nobody accounts for Harvey out of the backfield. And Harvey, 75 total yards and a touchdown. 40 receiving, 35 rushing. And it's now 28-3 Broncos lead. We got 4:58 to go. Broncos up by 25. Hold on 1 second. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. About 5 minutes to go. Now 28-3. They're not back from commercial. 28-3 Bronco lead. 4:58 to go. Broncos 492 total yards. Bengals just 147. And getting the ball back here. The kick blasted through. Oh wow, he hit the crossbar on the kickoff. Wow, that's not something you see every day. Wow, hit the crossbar on the kickoff. That's pretty cool. Especially now when you barely even see teams kick it into the end zone. I bet you we couldn't do that again if he tried. Maybe he could. He's a professional kicker, but that seems pretty tough. We got a false start here against the Bengals. That backs them up 5. So from the 35 to the 30. So 1st and 15 from the 30. They hand this off on the jet sweep. And about 5 yards right there. .440 to go. 2nd and 10. Browning with the back to his right. Will look to throw, set up the screen to Jamar Chase, and gets a blocker thrown into him. And it's 3rd and 10, actually. Mike Gesicki was supposed to walk, but he just got shoved right back into Jamar Chase. And it's 3rd and long. Actually, it's spotted 3rd and 9. The Bengals, they've not run a play in Denver territory since the opening drive of the game. That's impressive stuff. I think a combination of great defense and bad offense. We got 3:50 to go. 3rd and 9 from their own 35. Browning in shotgun. Takes a snap, looks to throw. Quick throw caught by Higgins. And T. Higgins picks up 7. Makes it 4th and 3 with 3.5 minutes to go. So 4th and 3. 3 minutes to go. The Bengals will punt. I mean, they've already lost the game, so going for it, I go for it just because why not? Well, I mean, punting, it doesn't really matter what you do. You're going to lose the game anyway. Oh, we got an update on Tyreek Hill. Mike McDaniel confirms it is a dislocated knee, which often includes multiple ligament tears. Tyreek Hill is having tests done now and will stay in the hospital overnight. Obviously, hopefully Hill is okay. A terrible looking leg injury, or knee injury for him. But a 1st and 10 here. Knicks and the Broncos offense back on the field on their own 19. Hand off to RJ Harvey. And Harvey gains about 3, maybe 4. Here's the toss to Harvey to the left side. And Harvey gets a blocker on the outside. And he gains 7 before he gets taken down. He's got a 1st and 10 here. 1 play before the 2-minute warning. Toss to Harvey. Right side. And Harvey makes a man miss. And he's out of bounds after a gain of 9. Stopping the clock with 2:05 to go. Alex Spray heals quickly. Amazing how medicine can get athletes back up. Yeah, but I mean, this might be a tough injury for Tyreek Hill to come back from. I mean, as it is, it's a really tough injury to come back from. I mean, it looked terrible. That's number 1. But 2, not only did he dislocate the knee, but he's got torn ligaments in his knee as well. I mean, it might, like, obviously you wouldn't want this to be the case, but it's very possible it ends his career. Or if it does, it is. If it doesn't, it's very likely he's not the same player anymore that he once was. Obviously, hopefully that's not the case, but Tyreek Hill already getting older, slowing down a little bit. And now this could be the case. Hopefully not. And hopefully he can make a full recovery and be a great player once again, but this doesn't seem super likely. At least thinking about it right now. 2-minute warning here. Broncos still up 28-3. But we wait for them to come back from commercial at the 2-minute warning. 28-3. Broncos lead. They're back from commercial. Minute 59 to go. Broncos over 500 yards of offense, 5:15. And victory formation here. Nix takes a knee. And the Broncos are going to win this one 28-3. A great performance for the Broncos. Bo Nix plays well. His best game of the season by a lot. And the Bengals today with more first downs, or more penalties than first downs. 11 penalties, 9 first downs. But Bo Nix throws for 326 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Ran for another touchdown. R.J. Harvey with 98 total yards. J.K. Dobbins 105 total yards. Cortland Sutton got me close in fantasy. End up losing because he can't catch a pass in the second half. I mean, not that he didn't catch, he wasn't targeted. Marvin Mims, big game, 85 total yards and a touchdown. Great performance for the Broncos. Really dominated. Offensively, defensively. Great all-around performance. And they're going to win this game 28-3. And this is a big win for them. Hopefully it can help them really improve moving forward. They get a tough test next week playing the Eagles. Denver deserved to win. Yeah, they definitely did. Much better team today. Played really well. But, I mean, you look at the next 6 games for the Broncos. It's their 7th straight home win, by the way. 3rd longest active streak in the NFL. If you look at the next 6 games for the Broncos, they get the Eagles next week in Philly. That's going to be very tough. But then they play the Jets in London, the Giants at home, and the Cowboys at home. Those should be wins for the Broncos. All 3. Obviously, I hope the Giants would win that game, but I just don't really think so. And then after that, they get the Texans, who aren't playing that well, and the Raiders. There's a very real chance the Broncos go on a run and win 5 of their next 6, and including this game, 6 of their last 7. After a little bit of a rough start. But final score, Broncos 28, Bengals 3. That's going to do it for this stream, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But final score 28-3. That's going to do it for this stream. Broncos win easily. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, and I will see you in the next video.